Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm talking about something super real. The reality of being a first generation entrepreneur. No filter, no sugarcoating, just straight up transparency. Let's talk about what it really feels like to build something from scratch when nobody else has done it before you. When you're the first person in your family doing it. This video is a bit heavy for me, but it's also liberating. I'm gonna talk about how I really feel, the challenges, how I'm coping, and what's been keeping me going. If you're new here, like and comment on this video because I know I am not the only entrepreneur out there that is going through this. If you aren't familiar with the first generation term, a first generation entrepreneur is anybody that is the first in their family to start and build a business, meaning they don't have immediate family members to share their experience of how they overcame certain things, ask for advice, anything of that nature. Complete opposite from people who have had businesses passed down to them or have any type of guidance. I've looked on YouTube for people like me and didn't really find anybody that told their story while they were in it, you know? The most I've seen were like, yeah, I made it and I got through it, but still felt like there was a disconnect because it's like, okay, well, what did you do? How were you feeling? So I'm here to share what it's like in real time. Not having any financial or business background in your family, it's a lot of pressure that people just don't see. And not only is it financial, but it's emotional too. I try to explain what I'm doing to my family, but nobody really gets it because they haven't lived it. I'm literally building a business from scratch. Having to go through things and not really having tangible guidance besides the internet can be very lonely. I don't have a rich uncle I can call or a boss cousin, that can give me advice or give me any tips on how to manage my business while I'm building it. It's truly just me, Google, YouTube, and God. It can get very overwhelming because not only do I have to create content, but I have to research. And I know that research is inevitable. I'm not complaining about that, but it's just something that you can't explain without having people to confide in that have been through it, The pressure is something that I have never felt before. It's a unique pressure that makes you feel like you're not only chasing your dreams, but you're also carrying the dreams of people that have gone before you. If you're a first generation entrepreneur or even student, listen, we are creating a blueprint, literally. It's going to be hard. It's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be painful and emotional. But look, it's worth it. And for some reason, I'm still in it too. I'm figuring it out one day at a time. And I know I'm not alone. It's not just about making money. It's literally proving to myself and everyone around me that this path is possible. Best way I can explain it is like, it feels like you're in a hole that you didn't dig and you have to find your way out of it. There isn't a rope or a ladder that anybody can send to you. This whole entrepreneurship thing is just a whole bunch of trial and error. I'm sure you've heard that before. Something else I want to mention about me. I didn't really realize how important it was to have a schedule. Being laid off, I just thought, okay, well, I'm unemployed, so I have a bunch of time. Like, I'll just get to it and go at my own pace. I was like, I can just do this all day. Like, I don't really need a schedule. I have all day to do it. Child, how wrong was I? So I made a schedule for myself, and that didn't really work either because I couldn't focus. Now I'm bringing this up because I've always felt like I had a little bit of ADHD, but it didn't really show until I didn't have a routine anymore from not working. What I know now is that I was experiencing, and sometimes still do, executive dysfunction. Like, I want to do the work and I'm willing, but my body just would not move. I couldn't focus for nothing. So I finally looked up the symptoms of ADHD, and I checked off like 90% of the boxes. Short-term memory loss, couldn't concentrate, mind goes from one thought to another, sensitivities to noise, just a whole lot of different things. I took an online test for ADHD and I scored a 19, 1-9. When the normal score, the neurotypical score, was a 9. I was like, whoa. So although I haven't been diagnosed by a doctor, this is something that I really have to manage day to day. It's been this way for a while, and I thought that I just needed to stop playing, but it's really how my brain works. I say all of that to say, when you're building a business, things that you might be suppressing or any insecurities that you may have are going to come out. Listen, you will learn so much about yourself, but it's up to you to recognize them and make the necessary changes. Some days I'm getting it in. I'm doing it, checking off all the things that I need to do. And other days it feels like I don't know what's going on, but that is okay. Nobody told me how to start a business. I'm just figuring it out on my own. I have to have grace for myself. And you need to have grace for yourself as well. The rise of business owners is beautiful, but that makes it a bit difficult for us as first generation entrepreneurs because of social media pressure, comparison culture, and also it's easy to feel like you're behind when you're starting something from scratch. Nowadays, everybody is trying to be a business owner, but it hits different when you're a first generation entrepreneur. There really is no backup plan. It's just a lot of hustle, a lot of prayers, and really hoping that Google has the answers. How I deal with feelings of self-doubt is just reminding myself that nobody else had the guts to do this. I may have feelings of imposter syndrome, but remembering the goal always keeps me grounded, and reminding myself of why I'm doing this keeps me going. Now, burnout is a real thing. Building a business takes a lot of energy out of you, and you can be burned out if you're not aware. Take breaks. When I first started researching and doing content creation for digital marketing, I thought I just had to work until I couldn't. That's really how I felt. I didn't have many breaks besides 10 to 15 minutes to eat, and then I was back at it. And sometimes I didn't eat because I was hyper focusing. That led me to pretty much exhaustion, because as a beginner, there's so much to research and there's so much to do, so much to learn, that you can get burnt out real quick. You can really be doing stuff for hours and time will pass you by. Besides not taking breaks, I came across a quote that really gave me a different perspective on burnout. When you are not sure about the vision, you can get burnt out trying to find it. Meaning, if you do not have a certain plan or vision, a plan in place, and you're just winging it and going with the flow, that can lead to burnout. Businesses require execution, which means you need to have a vision and a plan in place. You cannot have one without the other and expect to see good results. You just can't. Getting closer to God really giving me clarity about what I should do and how I should plan. Because at first I was doing everything without direction. I was like, well, I'm going to try and see where this goes. But no. Have a plan and make sure that it aligns with the vision. Alignment is everything. So to recap, some things that have been helping me align is getting aligned with God, for one. And I would make a video on that for sure. 2, I made a schedule that I was comfortable with. One that didn't make me feel like I was forcing it. I started doing the hour by hour thing, like from 9 to 11, I'll do this. From 12 to 1 is lunch. From 1 to 4 is something else. But nah, my brain was like, we're not going to do that. Didn't work. I would finish a project too early or too late, and my whole schedule would be messed up. My brain took it as a sign that I failed because I didn't stick to the timeline. It works for many people, but it takes my brain a while to go from one task to the next. So now I have a list of certain things that I need to do for the day, how long they may take, and I go at my own pace as long as I finish everything that I need to do for the day. However you make your schedule, just make it. Time management is a skill that everybody needs to have, whether you're a business owner or not. I also have a vision and a plan. I encourage you to write down whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you desire, and how you're going to achieve that. Make sure that whatever you write down, you have a tangible plan that you can follow that is realistic. Vision boards are fun to make, to visualize as well. Working on limiting beliefs and letting go of fear. This is something that I've been working on. This is probably the most important because you can have these bomb ideas in your head, but if you have a limiting mindset or fear holding you back, baby, you're not going to get there. Or you could reach that success, but you won't know how to manage it. You won't be able to keep it because you don't know who you are. This is something that I am working on, and I've come to realize that your mindset, specifically the subconscious mind, impacts you way more than you think. You can talk the talk, but if you have a limiting mindset, putting actions to your words, you're just going to be playing yourself. It seems small, like, okay, I'll work on that when I get some money, or I'll work on that when my business takes off. But no, because I did that too. I waited until I was burnt out to listen and start working on my mindset. But working on these things will give you better perspective and more insight for things that can and will take you farther. Do not underestimate changing your beliefs, because when you start, you'll realize how much they impact your decisions. I just want to wrap up by saying, we are doing this not only for us, but the people that are coming behind us. And we have to let that keep us motivated. Me personally, I'm not doing this for my family now. I'm doing this for my future family, for my future kids, for my future husband, for my future life. I went through a tough time in my childhood, living in hotels, having a dad that was dealing with alcoholism, experiencing lack, and just feeling like I wish I had someone to bless me and my family. If I have to be the person to go through hell to stop the cycle, then I'll do it. I will. I'm doing this because I'll be damned if I let my kids go through the same things that I went through. And I want to get back to my community. I want to be the answer to someone's prayers. I want to help young business owners grow. I want to own commercial property. I have so many goals, y'all. I encourage everyone watching, everyone listening, to chase your dreams, y'all. Don't let society, the economy, or close family make you feel like making a life for yourself and becoming free is impossible. Stay close to God. Building a business is spiritual, whether you believe it or not. Work on your limiting beliefs, because as a first-generation entrepreneur, most likely you have some. Focus on healing and don't put it off. Seriously. Even on the worst days, I remind myself that I'm building something bigger than myself, bigger than just a business. I'm building a future that my family didn't get a chance to, and that's what keeps me moving forward. I encourage y'all to share your own stories in the comments. Subscribe if you want more real talk about first generation entrepreneurship, because I'm going through it too. I realize that being vulnerable is a strength, so I plan to make more videos on my journey, what I'm overcoming, any books that I'm reading, the lessons that I'm learning, and also doing more content about my business itself, how you can get into digital marketing, what is digital marketing, what products you can sell. I'll do tutorials for you guys, and I won't leave out mindset shifts and practical tips, because what's a business without a healthy mindset behind it? If you're a first generation too, drop a comment and let me know what's been the hardest part of this journey for you. Let's build this community together, because it doesn't have to be so lonely. See y'all in the next video. I've gone through so much in this journey, so I decided to make an ebook where I share experiences that you can learn from, healing prompts and tips that made me realize how my trauma affected me and my decisions and how I limited myself, digital marketing tips that are beginner friendly, and action steps that help me become way more disciplined. I made this guide for those that are like me, that need motivation and really desire to heal. You can get the guide right down in the description box.